Richland Creek runs through the west side of Nashville and into the Cumberland River, and hardly any of it is more than a few feet from some kind of human habitation. But many of the biggest effects on the creek's health and purity come from a little further away, from the streets and alleys where even a light rain can carry chemical pollution or just plain dirt down the pavement, through the drains, and right into Richland's flowing waters.
The end goal here today is we're going to be protecting Richland Creek.
Dozens of volunteers are digging and planting in 12 locations along the community's back alleys, trying to get rainwater to slow down and soak into the ground rather than running down the pavement and into the creek. The trees and plants that they set out help draw the water in and make the alleys more attractive and pleasant places to walk.
We'll shave off the weeds and stuff and go down a number of inches, probably 6 inches, and then all of that dirt that we've shaved off, we'll build a berm or a dam down here, and that'll hold the water. And then we plant it to make it pretty. So we'll plant it with native plants that can take the wet and the dry.
The project is called Green Alleys. Nashville is not the first city to do this, but it is the first to start the work on private land with the homeowner's permission and support. That is particularly useful in this fast-growing part of the city, with new construction on almost every block.
As far as the process of water coming through the flower beds before it gets to the streams, I've researched it a little bit, and of course a lot of great benefits to that. Looks like you're going to see a lot of nice shrubs and trees and some pretty flowers, and I think it's going to allow people to keep their property better maintained.
Some good teamwork going on here.
The trees and plants were bought with donated money, and everyone who's helping today is giving their time.
So there's a need out there, and that need cannot be met unless people donate their time and their energy to make these projects happen. We literally cannot do these things without the help of volunteers.
It's really good for the environment to help with the runoff and stuff like that, and just keep everything clean.
I actually walk my dog down around the creek down here, so it is pretty polluted. We get a lot of trash and things that kind of roll downstream from the alleys. So if we're able to kind of catch some of that before it gets down there, it'll really preserve the environment for those animals that live down there.
Volunteers are installing 12 rain gardens around the neighborhood today. The plan is to have 100 in place by this time next year. And after that, they're talking about possibly taking up some of the pavement in these alleys and replacing it with a different kind that lets the rainwater soak through.
But each of these 12 rain gardens is only the size of maybe 3 or 4 kitchen tables, and you have to wonder how much good they can do. Well, more than you think, considering that just one of them can soak up about 40,000 gallons of water in 1 year.
12 today start to make a difference in neighborhood awareness and education. You know, it's 40,000 gallons times 12.
And awareness is so important, just knowing what you're putting onto the ground and being careful about it, and looking out for places where the soil has washed away.
Now, once you get that grass growing, you're not going to have this muddy mess anymore, because those plants are going to be able to take up that rainwater and allow it to soak gently into the ground instead of pooling up like this.
In or out of the city, no matter where we might be, we are all upstream of somewhere. The rainwater that falls upon us either soaks into the ground or it drains away. And what happens at the other end of that drainage is not always good. But that is a problem we can all do something about. Just a few hours' work on a Saturday morning can make a big difference in the weeks and months to come. And planting along these urban alleyways means that more of the rain they get today is still going to be here tomorrow. I'm Craig Owensby on the Wild Side.